Welcome back. We're back for some more shiny hunting in Pokemon Violet today, where we're going to continue our hunt for the elusive dark type Pokemon. We will start today, as always, with some eggs. I've got a couple of boxes, so let's get hatching before we go and look at the map and see if there's anything truly interesting to massive mass outbreak hunt. Now, in between this session and the last one, I did manage to get the path for Yveltal, so there is a good chance we will be doing some DAs in the future looking to just get Yveltal, but we may also hunt for a couple of dark type ones along the way. I think that could be quite fun. Like, if we have the luck I had on the Latias one, it would be quite fun. But I am still looking for a potential Guzzlord path, if anyone has one. Welcome in, boy from Belgium. How are you doing? I am good. Had a good night out yesterday, little pool tournament. But I'm hoping today we can get something good. Maybe an egg. You know how they've been for us. I did see that you did some more DAs. Did you get any luck between you? Or is it still one of those where they're all eluding you? I think most of the time I come in to watch the two of you, like you or Corey, it's always when I'm just doing something at the same time, so I can watch, but I can't do the DAs. But it is fun seeing like actual teams doing them rather than just one or two here. Just the Starmie. Wasn't it you and someone else got the Starmie back to back or something? Or did I mishear that? Because I thought I heard that in one a couple of days ago. I know I missed everything yesterday because I was out. Very nice. I was watching someone else. Well, I missed the bit when they happened, but I was watching someone else doing DAs, and apparently one of the people who was on there got two shinies in one DA. Just, I've had that, and it's got to be the worst feeling in the world. As a shiny hunter, that you know the odds, and they both weren't the legendary either. Like, at least with mine, one was the legendary, so it didn't really matter. It was pretty obvious which one I was going to take. But I got two shinies in the Totodile day, which was good. I think I walked somewhere to go for the evening out, and I think I caught something like 100 Totodiles. Still didn't manage to hit that 200 in a day. It looked like it was going quite well, but suddenly it just sort of all dried up. We've got most of a box to do for this. After this, I have one full box of Meowth. And if we do Sprigatito at the end, I've run out of Sprigatito eggs, which is pretty bad. So I'm going to have to do some breeding. It doesn't sound too much fun, it really doesn't. Well, I'm someone who sort of supports the breeding in this game. Like, I didn't really want to just leave it on the side while I was doing something, because I've been working so hard on the perfect X's at the moment. For Legends Arceus, I'm just going through them. I think I'm getting about 6 to 10 done a day, which doesn't sound like much, but I'm getting a lot done in my journeys around the map. So certain things like defeating Pokemon with certain moves, we're getting the whole squad to do a different bit of that, which includes then using the moves. Like, I think the last one we completed was Vulpix, and Ninetales I had to do a little bit of copying from home because you need to actually get the Alolan Ninetales, and I've moved the Alolan Vulpix out ages ago, and I'd never actually checked that one off, so I had to throw one in quickly just to get that done. But I haven't had any more dark shinies in Go, which is a bit disappointing. I may have got a... No, it was a Ralts I got. I was taking on one of the bosses and I thought I got another Alolan Grimer, but no I didn't. But again, we're slowly making our way through this. I'm really hoping we can get a couple today um, to make this a little bit more proactive, shall we say. The other thing I've been looking a little bit at is my next challenge for April. Is like, I always talk about different ideas I could do, and I'm thinking of maybe doing something what I'm going to call a type lock. It's not a mono lock, it's a type lock, where we will play through a copy of this game, Violet over Scarlet, and every gym will have to have a different type of Pokemon, and that includes the Star and Titans. So I would have to be very strategical about the teams I put together. And then with the Elite Four, we'll do something else. And where I'd have 2 types per battle. I think that could work. I think that would be quite interesting. I've done a lot of Nuzlocking, so it's sort of one that intrigues me a lot. I sort of feel like I need a little bit of a break from purely shiny hunting for a while. It's almost like I do a month of playthroughs and a month of shiny hunting. It gives me more time to get more of the perfect dexes done as well, because it's been pretty smooth in Legends Arceus. Like, I know the ones that we've got left are massive mass outbreaks. They could be done. Like everything else, we seem to find shinies quite easily, so that's good. The other reason why we sort of been doing a little bit of it is sort of like, for example, I've got to beat a Lucario with fire moves, so I go to the Alabasca Icelands, go and stun it, 'cause you need to stun it, and then do a fire move on it, and then move on and do whatever else is there. My main target at the moment is the Electabuzz line, defeating with ground type moves, but I'm also doing Torterra, so Headlong Rush needs to be done, so that works quite nicely in that area because you get about 5. It's not much good against anything else there, so it sort of works out quite nicely, but I can do the Wood Hammers on the Avalugs that I've got to defeat. There's a couple that sort of click together quite nicely there. But I will be bringing a Lucario back to the team soon, so we can continue our fighting moves. I've made a little bit of a mistake by not having any fighting moves on the team recently. Because of that, we didn't get much, and well, it's got a bit bad. I keep going past all of the things I need to hit for a fighting move to beat. Basically, the Purloin line needs to be done, and Walrein. They're the main ones I think I'm missing, but I also think Avalugg might be fighting moves. I always have to have a quick check before I attack anything, but I like the spread coverage I can have. And because I've got a little bit too targeted, so I was doing a lot of Duskulls, Dusk Noirs. No, Dusclops. I've got to do Dusk Noirs one on the team at the moment, but I'll just keep one on the team for that. I like, if it's got a lot to do, I tend just to keep one on and then just throw it against something relatively easy to beat and work back from there. It's been working. I don't have any problems with it. So yeah, that's been the plans. As we said, we may do some DAs for Yveltal. I'm thinking to start them tomorrow because I am tired of shiny hunting for random encounters. Completely done, tired with it. I know the whole point of me doing a few more streams on it is to get interested in doing it, but I think I still need to go a little bit more before we can do that enough. Because at the end of the day, if I'm doing the random encounters and not doing too much, but talking for hours, I don't really mind. But when sometimes you get like a quiet day and that game just sucks the life out of you shiny hunting in it. So I thought today, well, it's not, it is due to be this today, so. But this one's also a bit burning me out on the type of shiny hunting we're doing. So I want to do some Let's Plays for April. I think that'll be a little bit more fun for me. But then if we do like the type lock, we manage to get a little bit of a video series as well out of it. So we can show our team as we're catching. Show the boss battles and such. Like, I've recorded all of the data for my own previous Nuzlockes that we were doing, so I knew what the level caps were on everything. Well, I've got reference points for every level, everything. So, welcome back, Kim. You now have your Psyduck back. Are you happy? And how has the weekend been going? Stats. Too much going on, I guess, then. But hopefully it'll ease up as the weekend goes on. I could have a big rant about something, but I can't be bothered now. I did all my ranting yesterday. I was playing a pool tournament with some friends. So there was, well, 10 of us, and I beat the person that has a YouTube channel to play pool, which was ridiculous. And I didn't just beat him, I 7-balled him, which is, don't know where it came from, but we did it. But then I lost in the final to the other player that I've played a lot over the years, but I've never beaten him, but I should have beaten him in at least the first frame. But it happens, but it was a good catch up with everyone. Yeah, we said relationships are difficult. Especially at your age, they're very complicated. But on another side, I've got a couple more of those emotes that you've seen in the Discord, and I've put them in to be animated. So far, only one's been approved, which is this one. So you may see some more emotes in the future. Oh, that's the only one that's been given the green light so far. I've set up 5, but one of them's like the raid one. But I can't actually remember what the others were, because I did this like Friday, and for some reason they've taken a long time to be approved. Not going to complain now. They're still sort of, you can't do free animated ones, I don't think. So they are like behind the sub walls. I don't know if you managed to do any sort of streaming yesterday. As I said, I was out, so I missed everybody else's. But have you looked at your average numbers? Have they gone up? Even if you didn't stream, they may have gone up. Because it may have taken off one of the lower number ones from your average. But this is going to be the last little lot of eggs, and then we'll get back to proper hunting. For sure. We'll definitely get some proper hunts done. Fair enough. That sounds like it's still going up though, which is the good thing. As long as you sort of did the 8 hours within the good couple of weeks where you sort of had more support in the chats. And they could actually be enough just to do it alone. And like the, say, 15 days before it were lower numbers, we'll just get taken off that average, which will help. as you said, you are on the break, so if you haven't been enjoying it, at least it's good to take a step back and enjoy it. Like, if you're still watching other people playing the games you play, like you could continue to take a few ideas from what they're doing. So when you do come back, you've got some notes of little things you could add, ready to go to the next stage with what you're doing. But that's how I sort of have treated a lot of mine. Like, even like if we go back to the 3 months ago when we started doing these, I started watching other people just to see little things they were doing, not just copying them, but just doing things that I wanted to add. So I'm thinking we're not going to get this Meowth. It's really not going to happen, is it? The game's decided, nope, nope, nope. This is why I don't like the breeding. Let me hunt them. So yeah, we got no Meowths. I am down to my final box, which is a little bit frustrating, to say the least. But it's going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. And we probably should have done one more, just because the next box is completely full, I believe. So we're just going to do one more very, very quickly. It's just that I like to keep the hatching Pokemon with the eggs. And then when I'm ready to do the hatching, I can quickly grab it and see all the eggs. So that I'm very particular with my box management in these games. As you may have seen, it's got to be in exact order, and if it's not, it doesn't work for me. Even if the boxes have random names on top of them. But this will be the last one for this egg, but then we'll see what the map has to offer us. Oh, it came in very early today. Oh no, we're swimming now. Swimming with our eggs. Or just one. Yeah, that's the sub badges. And because the broadcaster is classed as a sub. It's always going to be there. Each month is a different type of ball for a while. I can't remember how many months I went up to change it. So you can go back there. Then we'll go back to all of the shinies we have. Yeah, that's pretty much when we hit the affiliate. Remember, I don't really type when we're streaming, do I? So this is everything we've got so far in this challenge. So it's not been too great. So let's see what's on the map today. I still have all the annoying spawn events, so we'll be ignoring them. We have Bagon, but that's not a dark type. Is there going to be a dark type on the map today? That's the question. Or are we going to be left frustrated again? What was that? That is Diglett. Okay. Kirigami has Houndour. That's going to be probably the first target then. We will just check. This map, Dealing. I needed that. Oh, there is a Mandibuzz. That is also probably target number 2. And that's it. So we're going to start in Kirigami because we know that last time we were in this game, the Savannah broke the Let's Go feature, which sort of ended our stream a little bit earlier than expected. We will continue with just a dark sandwich because there's too many fire types up here anyway. And for this challenge, we do need both. So the dream scenario is to get 2 and then see what happens. Because like we've been going a little bit shorter in some of the games because things have gone wrong, as in the game-wise only. So I need to just try and make sure it works a bit smoother this time. As we said, like the Let's Go function broke, and it always happens in the Savannah biome. Well, that's what I've noticed. It's always just the Savannah coastline. Never have too many problems. But as soon as it's broken in one, it breaks in all of them. Oh, actually, it broke in the canyon biome, didn't it? So it's just the blueberry map that breaks. But we're not long away from the Nintendo Direct to find out what is going to happen with the Switch 2, which is kind of exciting. We're not going to lie. We want to see what's next for us. We do know that this is a sort of lighter blue, sort of like a purpley colour. Sort of going to make up some colours for it because it's sort of... it's one you'll see, but I'm not completely sure what the colour is officially. But here are our outbreak. Let's just beat stuff up until we find one. I might get off so I can see a little bit better. So what we'll do is we're just going to knock most of these out to start with. And then see what's going on. See whether we have one popping up. This is actually one that I got a rare mark on without actually trying for marks or anything. I was doing a hunt in my sandwich challenge, and we came here at the end because we had caught what we needed, and I was just plotting up the map and there was a Houndour all waiting for me. A Nightball, Kim, what's going on? Oh no, Kim's run out of money. No more Pokemon. What are we all trying to catch it? A Nidoran, okay. Fair enough. As I say, I haven't really looked at too many things with it. I know there's like, I learned the other day there's like challenges for each day. So if you catch a certain amount, or you can get rewards, which is interesting. But it's good to see that it's fixed. The other day it was a bit buggy. The rigged thing was not actually showing the emote. But let's go through these and see what happens. Can we get some luck today? Or are we doomed to stay without a Houndour? Which we've been looking at for a while now. We've done this one for about 3 or 4 times and haven't found a single one. For the challenge anyway. So yeah, that's kind of where we're stuck at now. We're trying our hardest. Not much more I can do to make more turn up. Maybe some picnic resets. I kind of want it to go to night because they show up a little bit nicer at night. I'm really hoping the next game lets you do sleeping, so you can change the day time. And it isn't, well, this one isn't connected, but Sword and Shield's connected to like real time. It's a bit frustrating. So I'm hoping we can get that in the future. But even with like a dark event on in Go, I haven't really caught more than that Murkrow, which is a bit annoying. There was a good chance to get at least a Purloin. This is one that is stuck in Sword and Shield. I should have checked it before we started today, but I forgot. That's the simple answer. I forgot. So we came back and try again. Simple as that, really. Let's see how well today is going to go, really. That's the best thing we can say. I'm hoping we get a bit more than what we've been having. We'll have the glance around. We're only really doing this one because of the outbreak anyway, and I'm probably too far away. Yeah, definitely too far away from the outbreak. Are you going to catch them all, Kim? That's the question. Or are they going to keep escaping you? And at least it's nice for like a free game. But as we said, I've sort of got into the bit where I really fancy doing some form of Nuzlocke next. Instead of another month of shiny hunting. Because this game, as I said, is getting a little bit tiresome to shiny hunting. But what games are you going to get on your sister's Switch? Or has she already got them? That'll be the next question for you. So you'll have to get a game as well. At least one. I don't know which one would be the best to start with. I guess it depends on which one you think will be the most interesting to play. Like, if you want the core basic Pokemon experience, you've got the BDSPs, and Sword and Shield, the open worldness of this, or the completely different storyline in Legends Arceus. The one good thing with Arceus is you can catch everything. I would say get them all, but the thing is, Kim hasn't played a Pokemon game before. That unless they enjoy the first one, there's no point getting all of them. Have you been watching any of the tournament in Sweden this week or not? I watched a couple of battles yesterday morning. They do competitive battles on. So basically, it's a 4-on-4, but you take a 6 Pokemon team in. You have to qualify online, and They do regionals all over the world for the World Championship. They actually had, pretty sure, one of the ones in the UK was actually in Liverpool a couple of weeks ago. But it may not have been Liverpool, it may have been Birmingham. But this weekend they're in Sweden. But they stream it all on the actual Pokemon Twitch channel or YouTube channel, depending on what you want to watch. But they put like one like focused match on every about half an hour, so there's a lot of just nonsense talking between the battles at times. It may even be 1 hour. But it's a very popular tournament for people who like the competitive scene. Each season brings in slight new regulations, so different things are ineligible, but then the next one they could be. It's quite interesting to watch. Apart from nowadays, most people use the same sort of teams. So yeah, but as I said, it's live at the moment. The closest to ever doing competitive is when I first learned what you could do. I built a basic team and lost quite a lot, so I can't be bothered. It's not something I personally enjoy doing, and if I did, I would want to use a weird, funky team rather than just copying what everyone else is doing. So I will probably lose a lot, and hence not qualify. But it's been a thing for years, since they sort of made the games more online accessibility in, I believe, the 3DS era. And I believe our friend here was one of the best in his homeland for a while in one of the older series. But they're sort of trying to make it really, really commercial, as we know, and you know yourself, Kim, from esports and how big the craziness of the Fortnite tournaments can be. But it isn't just this sort of battling, it's also the card game and Pokemon Go is also a thing people do. So there's plenty going on with it. Like, as we said, like, people come from around the world to enjoy it, and the only thing I don't understand is how Swiss tournaments work. But that's me. It's not really an English thing to see how Swiss tournaments work. We're simple, we like simple knockouts. But we will get a shiny today. I can pretty much guarantee it. Just don't know which one. I was really hoping it could have been one of these. Not gonna lie, but it looks like it's not. Silly little Houndours, not wanting to be shiny again. At least if we did like a Nuzlocke, or it wouldn't be as just running around in circles. And as we said, we had a few drinky poos, so we're a little bit tired today. But that's just how it is, right? It's going to happen. I think the ads are teasing me with the game I actually want to play, but I don't think I can play. Oh, that's the outbreak finished as well. That's not what the plan was, to get none. Now I have to actually look around more. So I don't need to do any more knocking out. We actually found this little path down here was the best. When we were hunting for these, didn't we? Because there's a little bit at the end where they sort of all just, you get like 2 bundles or 2 hordes. So it seems like this will be the best choice for us. And I much prefer hunting for things in hordes. 100%. So much easier to see. Yeah, so we sort of went past this little lake area, or this little pond. Not a lake. It's not a lake, is it? It's so small. And then we found lots and lots of bundles over here, hordes, going down this little path. And I never go for the zip fastest speed when I do my travelling, because everything takes so long to spawn in. I tend to go this speed, and I tend to get more things on front of me. That's what I found. Don't know if it's just a coincidence or whether it's true, but you play with how you see things, really, don't you? How long is left? Nope, that's not the right button. I don't know if it's just to go to... No, we'll finish the sandwich head, then we'll go for the mandibles. Probably just do another dark sandwich just because it's probably sensible. Just to stick to the dark ones. There's a lot of flying types in the Blueberry Academy, and that's going to make it a little bit more challenging to find everything. So that's going to be our plan. But let's see. Let's get our shiny first and then work our way back. That's the best way to do this, isn't it? Well, at least we got some items. I'm worried there's a few in that wall. That's just the game for you. That's just the typical bug that we all have to live through. Oh, and the big fella got me, which wasn't much help. I thought I was hidden away. Never mind. Also, Kim, are you still there? And are you going to be joining in some customs later with Dan? I probably will, even if I'm the first one to die every time. Are you still going? Yeah. The last couple haven't been too bad. We haven't really been hijacked by anyone troublesome, shall we say. But at the moment, I'm using all of them just to unlock the map because I'm so bad at I don't play it at all. But as we said, like the shiny hunting is going to take a while, and this little hound is causing me problems today. A lot of problems. It's not just today though. This whole challenge, this thing's eluded me. This might be the third time we've looked for it as well, which is not great that we haven't seen one in the equivalent of free sandwiches for this game is bad. I get that. That's why I don't really play any of the competitive or solo stuff, if I'm honest. It's just when I do these streams, these games are a little, especially with this sort of like shiny hunting challenge, I kind of don't want to put the game on for anything else in case I find something. And that's why I've been because I have now finished most of Legends Arceus, I can do a lot more of my other stuff I need to do in that game. So that's why I've been playing that a lot more than this game, because at the end of the day, the only thing I can do in this game now is shiny hunt. There's literally nothing for me to do in it. Well, that's why you come and join the customs and just have a relax. Like, there's no pressure to win. You know that the community's all there for chatting and meeting everyone. And you know yourself that on the days when, especially Ray does stuff, there's always a place where you can go and play with everyone. And hopefully that can just help switch everything off for you for a while. Give you like that break you probably need from overthinking things. That is what we use, what most gamers use, is their escape from thinking too much into things that cause more problems than they're worth the time thinking about. That's probably the best way to put it. We just like to escape. It's the hide and seek ones that are the most fun anyway. I'm starting to think there aren't any more shiny Houndours in this game. I really don't think they are. The game's decided you've had one, that is your quota. Move on to the others. Now, I'm shiny hunting and I'm still getting pestered by Star Raptors. What about you lot? Are any of you shiny? No, you're not. You're boring. So are you. And you're not much better. Now we'll pick on them because they're not helping us. Most of the time it's just to troll him. I think sometimes he can see people. He just chooses to make it look like he's dumb. Because it gets a bit more reaction as well. But hopefully when they do the bigger one, like I believe there's a plan to do a bigger version of it. That will be a good one to be involved, just even if it's one that's for YouTube. And I think the funniest trick will be in that one to put the same skin on as one of the seekers and see if you can go and talk to one of the others. That will be very interesting. But Hound Hour, like, my dude, why are you hiding? Or Houndoom, one of you will do. Well, welcome back, boy from Belgium. Luckily, you haven't missed a shiny, because these things don't want to turn up. I was asking earlier, are you watching any of the tournament at the moment or not? I know you said you've done it before. I know that you've been one of the best players before in the past. I don't know if you still watch the new ones. Yeah, Houndour doesn't want to be shiny. Or Houndoom, one of the two. Either. For this challenge, I haven't got any. So, we'll take whatever comes our way, I guess. That has not been great. Fair enough. It's one of those where the tournaments, as we were saying, was sometimes people use a lot of the same. Other times it's some really fun teams. But I just don't think Houndour is shiny anymore. Ever since I caught the one rare one in the game, it's like, nope. It's a shame that it's got a bit too similar, shall we say, with who's there and the difference and everything like that. Because it should be a bit more, but then technically you have to qualify, and some people put more effort into it, don't they? And others. It's the same with all like competitive online stuff, I guess. Some people put a lot of time into it, others don't. And then once you get like the team that's just gonna, quite often there's a lot of teams that just annoy people. So you'll probably get a lot of wins from people just quitting. Especially when I looked back at Wolfie's team that he won. It was a horrible team. Yeah, that would make sense. Would you still put region as in continent? Yeah. Yeah, continent rather than like countries. And then some people qualify and then they still come and do all the tournaments as well, which is also a bit strange. I guess it's just to practice a few more teams and everything. Or a few more little tweaks to what was good. See if, because people start countering the one that won, won't they? Did you manage to get to your affiliate level? I know you said you were very close. I would like to see them add something to the tournaments where none of your team can have the same move. That would be a little bit interesting because, as I said, I was watching the Wolfie battle and every single one of his team had Protect. And it's sort of like, well. And the team he won with was so. It was almost like a troll team. How much more do you need to reach the level you're aiming for? Because I thought you were getting very close and like the DAs were helping, or is it now the amount of time you need to have streamed that you're targeting? That means that it's over because you're not a dark type. And you're a little Rockruff. Okay, so that was a bad first sandwich. I thought we would get one shiny. But we saw we had Mandibuzz here. So we might as well go and have a little look at a Mandibuzz. I know they've got a lot stricter with where the Pokemon come from, didn't they? I remember seeing a few people complaining, saying that they're priced out of being able to enter the tournament as such. Because technically you needed to, if you wanted to have anything, you needed to have all the games and all the DLCs. So, for example, the Paradox Legendaries, you technically have to have bought both games, both DLCs if you want to use both. And then hope that somebody, and if you don't, you've got to hope somebody has one of a legitimate one, because I think somebody got disqualified because they thought their Cresselia was an honest one that they had traded, but then they found out it wasn't. Also, hopefully the next one will be a good one. Should get you over the mark. Because you still advertise in Corey's when you go live, don't you? I can't remember if... I know that I saw him do it just to say he's live. But I don't know if you put the link to the page in there, I can't remember. Are you back to the DAs again tomorrow? Or is it another thing tomorrow? Because I was thinking of doing some DAs as well tomorrow. My plan was to do Yveltal for a while. / just hunt anything dark in the DAs. Because I'm tired of nothing in the random encounters. Well, there's a lot of Mandibuzz. Would be helpful if I knew what it looked like. I think it's just a slightly different one. We can see if we're on at the same time. We could. I only unlocked the path yesterday, I believe. Somebody from another Discord found it, and we had a quick go through it, and we didn't do very well. Well, we got to it, but that was about it. Which is good, because if I caught it and it was shiny, I would have been annoyed. Is that on the Yveltal or on this? I know that Volby is not great to find either. For my own. Oh, I thought we had it then, but then it's just that it's knocked out. Maybe I should go to Charizard for this. This is one of those where I'll think it'll be really hard to see with the colours, and then I'll see it and go, oh, that was easy. Which happens a lot. Let's not lie. It'll probably be just as annoying as the Bombardier to search for. Go away, Volby. Actually, if you were shiny, you could have said hello. But as you're not shiny, you're no good to me. Okay, that one definitely looked different colour. Definitely did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going crazy. It doesn't help, as we've said many, many times, that while the lighting effects are good, they're terrible as well, because they just mess up the colour systems. You're now beaten up again. Good job, there's lots of spare items for me to pick up. They all look the same, so we're going to leave them. What about you two? You kind of look the same, don't you? But we can't be sure. This one does look different though. Okay, so no, I'm seeing things. They both look very different to me. Come on, Braden, you're doing well. You're being a good Pokemon today. Just don't break on me. If you break on me, we have to go and look for Inkay again. As we know, I can only really do... Oh, we could go into the jungle, I guess. Look for Bishop and friends, but there's a lot of low kicks in there, which is a bit annoying. It would be nice to get completely different ones run. Is that just that you're tired, or is that showing? Nope, you're tired. Nope, not that button. This button. You can tell when I've been playing Arceus a lot because I press all the Arceus buttons that are for the menus. You'll definitely notice that. Well, I'm trying to work quite hard to get all of the dex entries complete. And so, like, I'm spending like 3 or 4 hours just going around completing odd bits and bobs. I'm either doing it the slow way or the long way, I don't know, but I know that some of them are so tedious. My new frustration one was I'm doing Electabuzz at the moment, and you need to hit 40 Thunders, and we managed to miss all 5 in our PvP. I'm pretty much just like lurking around the Obsidian Fieldland for bits and bobs. Because I'm also looking at a couple of my bingo targets as well. But I think for the Obsidian Fieldland, I've done everything that I need to do there. Like, I might need to catch one Abra to evolve. I need to beat Gyarados actually quite a lot. That's the one I haven't done much of. But I'm thinking that I might just sort of swing by the two in the Cornet Highlands on a run through it. I think that'll work for what I'm trying to do. Because the other one that's sort of holding me up there is the needing to do Bronzor and Nose Pass coming out of the deposits as such. They've sort of been holding me up a lot. Nose Pass I think I've done 3. Bronzor's about the same, but everything else is done for them. It's really annoying that they're the things holding me back. So I need to just like cruise around that area. But a lot of what we've got left is more to do certain moves. Good luck with them. Hopefully you'll have some shiny luck there. Is your plan to do 2 so you can have both forms shiny? Or do you have one form shiny already? Because I decided to use my gold coins in here. In the e-store to buy Shield DLC as well the other day. So one of my plans is to do maybe like a proper Nuzlocke in that game too. I know I said about the type block in this game, but we could do the Nuzlocke in Sword, no, in Shield, and then I can just wing it to get the shiny charm. So then we have 2 saves we can do all of the DAs on. And my grand theory would be that when it comes to the Switch 2, because if I use the profile, that a different profile, I can then have one on each Switch system, and I could technically do the DAs with myself for a while, or at least me control 2 of them. It is helpful with those points, but as I only did it because I knew they were going to go, the end of the year, isn't it, they're going? So I thought, well, I should really do something with them. It wasn't much that he got off, but it was better than nothing, shall we say. But if I don't use them, they're just going to sit there and not get touched. So, yeah, there was that. So that turned into another bad one, didn't it? And we're now looking for Volbees. Okay. We've all actually tried Volbee in the Sandwich Challenge and failed that as well. But we're very close to a Lapras outbreak, which we don't really want. So if we go down to here, I think Volbee's a little bit easier to see here. But we may just abandon hope and go for the other one. Yes, I can imagine, because as we said, we don't really know what's going to happen. with the Switch too. And it will be quite frustrating if everybody... I think there's got to be a way to do the 3DS coming out, to be honest. I can't see why they wouldn't do something to make it easy for everyone. But I'd be worried that it will be a virtual console. That's my general worry. Because if you had to buy them all again, that would be a bit of a kick in the teeth. I don't know if you've seen about the special software thing that people have either made. It seems legitimate one, but the one where you can literally plug into your PC and put the actual cartridges of like Gen 1, 2 and 3, and so you can play them on your PC. But you're using your legitimate cartridges, not like anything iffy. Yeah, that's the one I've had, the GameCube one. So I might finally be able to play Colosseum and Chaos of Darkness. But then it also depends on what tier they'll be in, because we know they're not going to be on the free tier, let's be honest. I kind of hope that the GBA and N64 get bumped down to the free tier, and maybe the newer ones are in the higher tier. Yeah, I what I mean is with those that software thing that people have got, is it's using the proper cartridge, but the idea is you can then play it on a PC rather than only on a Game Boy. And it literally just plays the game, or it might even like give you a chance to move a save file onto your PC. Like, everything about it seems legit rather than a like anything you don't need to download anything basically, but it's just like a reader of the cards. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I was hoping. I think it's the other one. The one that would be very interesting to see is if they add anything for the Wii era, because they made like, there's a lot of like rumours about that little dot people can see. Very nice. You're getting all the shiny luck in the harder shinies. Because there's meant to be like a dot on the Joy-Con that people think is like an infrared. Very nice. I've only ever seen the Shedinja shiny, so... Feel free, if you want to share the picture in the Discord, you can. I think the reality is that of everyone in my Discord, you're probably the only other Pokemon player. Everyone else has sort of come from the same sort of like group of people that support another couple of content creators. So as we said, like, I'm thinking not to do shiny hunting in April. To do more of a Nuzlocke-esque challenge or two. Like, we've also got those Dragon Quest games that we probably should actually play. We went out to buy them all and haven't actually switched them on yet. But they could be an interesting little Let's Play series. But the problem was last time we did a Let's Play series, it was Snap and it didn't do very well. I was thinking of recording it whatever happens, but I found that the recording without people watching it can be a bit more difficult, because I like to sit back and enjoy the story, and if I'm going to just play it, I want to do it on the big screen. Well, all the Laprases, what are you all doing there? One of them will probably be shiny, won't it? And I've just walked straight past it. Oh, we've still got plenty of time on this one. I thought we were near the end. We got through those Mandabuzzers very quickly. As we said, we've had an Inkay before. So why can't we get another one? Oh, where did that one's the invisible one? Didn't see that one there. Let's just focus on it. Where are you, our little orange friend? Because if we don't start getting some more in this game, my total is not going to be close to what I expected to hit. And the other thing, if we did Nuzlocke, is they're still quite relaxing, to be honest. And that's the key thing. I want it to be like a relaxing gaming experience, rather than like a big rush to overcheck everything. It can be difficult to keep up to date with, especially when you have days like this where nothing wants to come and be shiny. At least with a Nuzlocke, you're always going to be progressing. They all kind of look the same, so I'm going to say they're not shiny. The Evil Dark Lapras. But I've drawn up my rules for my challenges that I've looked at, which I think should work quite well. Like, the only one that's a bit difficult is if I did the type lock. I believe Ice type is very difficult to do until you get Swim or this movement. I don't think any of the land ones are below at least the first 5 battles. I might be wrong with Swiner, but that's the only one that could maybe. Because I can't get Shoulder till I can swim. I imagine that could be well beneath the level. But otherwise I really can't see any other options for the ice types. I guess maybe Sneasel as well in Kitakami. But ice is one that I'm kind of scared of, just because I'm still treating it as a Nuzlocke, so I'll only get one encounter. and I would like to get more dual typings. Because there's not much point me having a solo ice type, because it's only going to be used once. But I think it will give me a good challenge without it being an overly difficult one. And it's been a while since we played through this game to do the story. Well, the story's not that interesting to play through, like, for about the 6th time. The battles are. Let's see what our ninjask looks like. Little Inkay. This game's like, you didn't play me yesterday, we're not going to give you a shiny. That's what it said, isn't it? It's like, nope, you didn't want to play with us, we're not going to give you any shines. Oh, I thought I could sneak through that little gap. Well, I'll try my luck anyway. Very nice. I wish we could get some more of these. See, part of me now has that little craving to go and do some more DAs to get some shinies myself. But I'm sort of torn whether I want to just deal with the NPCs or do them with people. As we know from our own experiences, some can take a lot longer when you play with others, don't they? No worries, Kim, at least you're still getting some sleep. But did you see any shinies while you were there? Because we haven't seen any, and we're getting incredibly frustrated. Let's be honest, I thought we could get one. A minimum today. I would like 2 or 3, but so, little orange friend, where are you? Orange friends. I've started to think they're gone. I think this game doesn't have shinies in it anymore. We must have caught too many. Yeah, that's got to be it. We've caught too many shinies, and now it just doesn't like us. So I think I'm going to do the last sandwich on Bishop. Thank you for the faith. We did get the last one on the last minute of the sandwich. But we also know that I can't actually evolve it on camera because of how silly the mechanic to evolve it is. Well, I guess I could, but I might drop something and break something, so it's not worth trying. Silly game. Let's see, where are you? Watch one of you two get the shiny in the community game. Darumaka. That is something I can't wait to see in Kalos or in ZA. Well, I do know you can technically get it in the Switch. The only way to get it is breeding, I believe. Inkay, you're a big problem here. You really are. Oh no. Kim's got no luck with that game. Is it shiny or is it normal? It's normal, at least. Hello, Slowpokes. Okay, at least they're not shiny. A great worry. What is left? Only a minute left. So this should be where Inkay turns up and goes, hi. But it doesn't look very favourable. Nope.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
Thank you for the hydrate, Kim. Our orange friend has not appeared. Yes, we probably need more hydration after the drinks last night. So Inkay's decided it's not going to show up. I think that's what we've decided. So, well, let's try one more today. No, we don't need too much to drink. We're still probably going to put some more of them on cooldowns. No, it wasn't a big night, really. Only like 6 little cans, nothing too much. We weren't an aggressively heavy drinker. We were behaved. Now,
This drink, I like it.
I know
Let's-
it's great, right?
Another!
check our sandwiches. Now, we will try our luck with the steel types because, well, we need something. Picnic. Because at the end, I might not do the Sprigatito eggs today. I know I try to do some at the beginning, some at the end, but I know we said before we're running very low, so we might as well save them for a later date. So now we're going to go for the bishops. Like last time we did a steel sandwich, we actually got 2. I need a steel type for my bingo, so let's do the old 2 birds with 1 stone. And see if that works in our favour. And then I'll be down to just needing a shiny pig. Which isn't too bad, shall we say. Let's go. Like, we know what we're going to be seeing now. Lots of bishop and pawnyards. So these fellas. The little ones are the slightly more annoying ones, but we work around them. I believe they're all sort of blue, even the pawnyards, so at least it's not a difficult one to see. They are like a nicely designed Pokemon, to be honest, aren't they? It's funny because we actually got 2 bishops on our main challenge, not any pawnyards. But can we get this little bit of luck here? One of the other challenges that we could try to do in April is sort of maybe call it like Alpha Month and try to get a complete Alpha Living Dex in the month of April, starting with 0. Gives us more time on Legends Arceus, and with the same sort of little rule where I can't catch the static ones. That could be fun as well. But surely we can get one of these. Just one. My main thinking of doing the other sort of let's play versions of the games is it just opens up for different like lengths of the sessions. Like the one thing I find with the sandwiches, you always feel a bit tied to how long it is per sandwich. Legends Arceus, for what we were doing, shiny hunting wise, we're sort of stuck with not really having much we can do in the game. Just why I was thinking of doing something slightly different, doing the alpha decks only. So we don't have to spend any time properly shiny hunting. So I was starting to think this little area is not worth exploring. Could be wrong. I also think a lot depends on how good or bad the direct is going to be. Because if there's something quite interesting coming out early, we may want to just jump on that. So I imagine the direct is going to introduce a couple more games that will be available that day on the Switch Online stuff. And there could be some funky ones, to say the least. I probably would like to try out. Like so far, of all of the ones that have come out, I haven't actually played any of them more than pretty much the tutorial of the trading card game. I will point out now, I did play it a lot when I was younger. But it's quite a slow game when you go back and play it. It's something you notice a lot more with games. They throw you into the action a lot quicker. I know that this franchise is notorious for hand-holding, but a lot of the other games just sort of expect you to be perfect at the game within like 5 minutes of picking it up. One of my favourites for that was actually Uncharted 2. The first mission you actually do is sort of like halfway through the story. And it's sort of like, how did we end up here? But it lets you get into a learning the quick time reactions more than anything else. Which is pretty much the backbone of that franchise. And shooting too many enemies for their own good. But Blue Little Soldier, where are you? That is the question. Is there a blue soldier here? This is where I find out that like Pawnyard isn't blue/purple. But I could be wrong. We've been wrong before. Hmm. Might as well try the big circle here. See whether we get some luck. If that was a proper reset, that would be an awesome location there. That we love the resets that can fully do everything deleted. But this is kind of what I mean by the shiny hunting can get a little bit frustrating. And if we did a story, you'll kind of always be doing something, like hunting, planning, battling, etc. But let's just keep searching. It'll turn up eventually, and then we can get one for the day and have to deal with that being enough. Where are you? Where are you? At least with the pawnyards, they all turn up together. So at least if there is one that is not the colour I think it is, it should look different. Keyword, I guess, is should, not will. But let's just see if we can grab some luck from nowhere. I think the only other problem I might have with trying to get the exclusive alpha decks would be that I wouldn't really be able to do too much on the game for the month outside of that. Not a bad thing, but I think they're my three options. My new type block, a mono luck on shield, or catching every alpha Pokemon, or one of every alpha in April. I think that could work. We probably won't go as crazy with the collage, because there is, what, 224, I believe I can get alpha. Maybe 25, depends if I include both Sneasels. It's kind of sad with this challenge because it kind of feels like it's almost fizzling out because we haven't had anything in a while. Like, our Sword and Shield has just not been our game. Legends Arceus is nearly all done. And then this is, even though we're doing everything you should do to get a lot, we're not seeing any. Like today we had 2 outbreaks, max sandwich potential, and no shinies. In them, this Pawniards and Bishop is not going brilliantly, but there's still plenty of time. Like, still got half the time allowance for it. Our eggs just aren't hatching to be shiny, which again I'm not going to complain that much about that. But then the one other thing we could do is actually do 2 of the challenges together. So maybe do the same as what we're doing, but 2 days on each game. With the idea that we would go longer. That could also could work, keep us in all the games. And then suddenly we're doing 3 challenges. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? Do 3 challenges at once. Maybe it's a bit ambitious to do 3, so maybe do 2. And 1 is literally just searching around catching, 1 gives you the Nuzlocke thinking. But as we said, we take the full month away from shiny hunting, because while this challenge idea felt interesting, and it has been some good things, like we've done a lot of encounters, more things, but it's just not really coming together like I thought it would at the end. Like, the fact that we're only at 25 and we're near the end of the month is a little bit frustrating. But then something else could be, there's the potential of seeing how many shinies we can get in DAs in April 2. I know we sort of said not proper shiny hunting, which is encounters, but it's something you have to like strategically place out. Not directly hunt anything in particular, just sort of do them. I'm really not sure what would be the best idea. I think if we have too many going on, it'll be too much for everyone to keep up on. But then we could do little shorts to go through our updates on the Nuzlocks. Like the new team members, how the battles went, and things like that, which could be quite fun. I've been playing with just how I do my like short videos anyway, so because we've been doing our challenges in this, we've been working on putting that video together as we go rather than all at the end. They're small bits I can't change too much because of how everything was recorded. So yeah. The only problem with if I did the DA thing would be, do I put them as exclusively nobody else could enter, or is it an open forum for anyone to come and join in? Because we've said about like the time limits you get offline is so much quicker than online. You need a new spare controller. That's already worrying that you've worn out the spare one. I say that like I don't. The Joy-Cons I use were bought as like replacement, so the original ones are classed as my spare ones. And I'm guessing that the Xbox controllers are very expensive. I don't know whether you would get a functional one or an official one. That'd be the best way to put it. Do they do any sort of offers where you can send them in to be fixed for free? Like, I know that the Switch did or does have an option to send in the Joy-Cons to be repaired for free. Because the funniest thing is, I actually have a plug-in Xbox 360 controller I bought for my PC back in the day. I don't know if I've still got it, or where it is, or if it still works. It's a plug-in one, so I imagine it will still work. It barely got used. It was for things like when I could play Dead Island and stuff, or like Left 4 Dead, which ran terribly on the old PC. But I had them, and I got that controller especially for it. But because nearly everything that I play on the PC or the laptops is not really controller based, I've never tried it on my laptops. But hopefully you can figure out what's the best option for it. As I say, I don't really know enough about controllers, but I know that when I tried to buy a second PlayStation one for the PS4, they were quite expensive. About the same price as an actual game. But then if you did send it off, well, no, you said it's the spare controller, so I would like to think the main controller still works well. I eventually turned my main controller into my spare because I believe it got that, but As we said, it's gone now. It's got a new home somewhere. You'll have to start playing calm games without needing to do too much like this. Where you just look for shinies and get nothing for the day. Well, we have 9 minutes. As I said, I've got 4 main challenges I could look into. Well, I'm going to say 5 actually. 4 are based in these games. Oh dear. I don't know how bad it can get with that or not. Is that the thing where you sort of are stood still and it just sort of turns slightly? But not very much, but enough to ruin the experience. As we said, now we've got 5 potential April challenges. We could do a flat out let's play of the Dragon Quest 3 or Dark Prince. We're putting that into the cycle of 1. We could do a challenge to see how many shinies we could get from Dynamax Adventures in the month. We could do a type lock in Violet. We could do a mono lock in Sword or Shield. It'll be Shield. Or we could do an alpha exclusive hunt in Legends Arceus. I think they're all got good potential. They could all be quite fun. And we also said we could do 2 because I think DAs could get a bit tiresome after a while. They have in the past. They're a genius idea, let's not deny that. When they first came out, they just brought so many people together. And people still love doing them together. Especially ones who want to shiny hunt the legendaries like us. But I don't think I'm going to do another hunt every type of Pokemon in a month. I don't know, it started off quite fun, because there was a lot to get. But I'm really not enjoying the shiny hunting in this game anymore. And this is the easiest game to do with it. I want to do something a bit more challenging. Maybe we'll put a poll out in the Discord. I think just because we got that shiny in the DA, that's kind of why I really want to do some more. Part of me was I used to go backwards and forwards to do a few here and there. But when I first unlocked the shiny one, I was trying to do them 2 or 3 nights a week minimum. But this was full 4 or 5 hour sessions. But as we said, we can also open it up for others to join. Or we could do it on our own. There's no real problem. We may even try doing completely random ones, which would be even funnier. Because we may get some of the rarer stuff. Because if you find like a really good community, like I know there's a couple of people who are doing the Dynamax adventures anyway. If you all had different things on your lists to get, you can all just work together and just bounce through everybody's lists. Welcome back. I hope that's more shinies for you. I was just saying that I'm tempted to maybe do April. A couple of my April plan ideas would be either see how many shinies I can get in Dynamax Adventures in the month of April completely and only do them, or do like an alpha, like try and get the full alpha decks in Legends Arceus. Like start, not delete them, but move them somewhere. Oh, I could delete the ones I got. It's not that difficult to get an alpha, is it? Pretty much, yeah. The others would have been my idea for a type lock in this game. Well, yeah, or a mono lock. I think that's a shiny one. Wow, that was hard to see. And it didn't want to stay in there. I thought that was a bit too ambitious. That was actually a lot harder to see than I was expecting. Not gonna lie, I really thought that would be a lot bluer. Because I know what the Bishop looks like. Let's put you to sleep, my little friend. I'm also worried that I've probably walked past one or two now. But at least we know that the hardest one to see has been caught. Right? If we get two bishops, it's not the worst. And then there's a spore again. And then we can just throw that luxury ball and try and catch it. There we go. The first shiny of the day. Yeah, the main reason I was looking at the other project ideas is due to the fact that I am getting a little bit tired of the shiny hunting in this game again. I've always wanted to try and do a full alpha dex in Legends Arceus, and I've always just done bits and bobs of it. But the reality is I could just delete everything I've got and start a new one for alphas, like not shiny alphas or anything, just the basic alphas. Like, we know they're pretty easy to see. Should be something that's like achievable. But then, as I said, like the Dynamax Adventures, just because of that Latios, I kind of want to do some more. And it would be quite fun to see how many shinies we could get in a full month. And it'll play into a bit of almost a theme that we've had throughout All of them is different shiny hunting methods. We've done a bit of just like exploring the map. We've done a bit of the sandwiches. With this one, we've played into a few different methods that didn't really come off as well. So the theory would be just to take a break from full shiny hunting. Well, we got one shiny today. That's the key thing for that. We'll fly home. We like to sit at the house. Yeah, so we got, as we said, we got one shiny. I'm still not sure if I'm 100% doing DAs or randoms tomorrow, but we'll be back in Sword tomorrow.